Hello everyone, welcome to Brenda's Brushstrokes and Bisque painting live at 7 p.m. on Thursday, December 18th. So I have a different phone recording tonight, so we'll have to see how this goes because my other one didn't charge. So I have in the screen our, let me get this up on the tablet, our December box. And I did post a picture of the, can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? I guess that's the first thing we got to start with, since I got a new phone. Or the other phone, I should say, not a new phone, but the other phone. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Yes, okay, super. All right, so I guess we're good to go. Well, I guess we were good to go. Everything just fell on the floor. All right, we'll have to move that over here. All right, that's good. That's all I needed to know. So this is our pieces. The penguins are separate and are glued on later. So let's put them aside. So you did have your packet of goodies. And in there we have the no fire glittered snow, so it has glitter in it, but if you want more glitter, just sprinkle more glitter on it. And then we have a tea light to light up your piece. And then we had our penguins. Pop them babies open. We have one that goes on the top. Another one. He goes on the side. And then we have one more. So he's got his scarf up in the air and he goes on the other side. And then we had our bigger package. We have Blair or freezing rain coming down, so hopefully we don't lose power or anything. So they're really good. I hope everyone opened their box. Whoa, to make sure it did not, nothing was broke. Then we also have our packet of goodies with our instructions on one side. So that's our instructions. We had what's in your packet and our paintbrush, which is a gold Taklon. And then you had a candy cane, and if you flipped it over, you did have a picture of me, so you know who I am, and just helps relate to everything. So I don't know if everybody noticed that or not, but you did have me on the other side. So your candy canes, the 5 colored ones were Skittles, and the 2, if there was just 2 colors, like red and green, they were the Lifesavers ones. So I couldn't get enough of all of them, so we kind of split them up. So the 5 colored ones are Skittle flavors. And then that's your picture for me. So happy holidays and thank you for supporting me. All right, so we have our piece, and I guess long as we're, let me grab this other one here. Whoop, almost knocked things over. Where did I put our... I brought our jewelry box home, and it's supposed to be in this tote behind me, and I don't see it. So that means I took it out. So hold on. Oh, for Pete's sake. Isn't that just how it goes? What can I do with it? Oh, for Pete's sake. just moved. Okay, so we have a wreath accents again for January. This invoice will go out on the 25th, just like normal, because they're preset. So you'll have 2 pieces. You'll be able to put zip ties through it to anchor it to the wreath, or you can hang it on the wall. Uh-oh. Oh, I got something on that one. Okay. So they're done with chalk, base coated and then chalked, and then all kinds of acrylic details on them. And then I did buy a wire wreath to do the deco mesh with, and so I'll hopefully get to do that Saturday. I don't know what our weather's going to be like tomorrow as far as being able to go out and drive on the roads. So that is our 2 pieces. So I had envisioned them to be very, very pastel, but then I put these blue lines on and it kind of changed the whole thing, and so it wasn't so pastel anymore, and so I had to make the rest match. And so that's what we did. Oh, and my thing is crooked here because I whacked it. Okay, so it looks like I'm already having power problems, so hopefully, like I said, we're getting freezing rain. So this is our January piece again, and I'll get it on the deco mesh with the wire, and I'll take a picture of that, and then if you guys like it, I haven't done it before, but I'm going to watch Wreaths of Joy on Facebook. They do wreaths all the time, and so we can figure out how to do it. And then I can show you guys how to do it too. So, all right. Well, let's see here. Everything wants to tip over on me. So we have our 3 pieces. We did do so you can base coat this with the deep turquoise, or you can color wash it. I did base coat it, but I am going to show you guys how to color wash it just in case. Where's the deep turquoise? Just to give you guys, like, so you're getting extra education. So I made a post of what is the paint list, and it has everything that's needed for the January box. It should be pinned to the top of the feed, so it tells you what you need. It's the Faber-Castell chalks that I've used in the past, or whatever chalk you want to use. And then the acrylic colors are listed. You'll need gloss sealer. I like the spray fixative, and that's all listed on that posting as well. So, all right, so I have a little bit of water, and actually it looks like I have a dirty one with glue in it. Sorry about that. So we're going to color wash just so you guys get some color wash in for educational part, since we're on our last 8 months here. So you can base coat it, which is what I prefer to do because it's not as messy. But we will, oh come on, show the comments. We will color wash it just for the heck of it. Color washing is just messier, and that's why I usually don't do it. They used to produce a product called Color Wash. Most of the companies did, and then they discontinued it, but you can make your own. I do about 50% paint, 50% water. You can do more paint if you want it stronger, less paint if you want it weaker. So I have about a tablespoon in there, so we'll put about a tablespoon of paint in there, so like equal. And that's just our deep turquoise. And then I'm just going to take one of my brushes and stir it up, or you can use a palette knife, whatever works for you. You really don't need anything new from what we've used in the past, because we've done the pastels, the chalks. It's soft pastels are nothing but chalk. That's what they call them now. But it's not sidewalk chalk. That's a whole different thing. All right, so I'm going to stir that, got that stirred up. Wipe this off. And then I have a little bucket of water here. And I just have one of our yellow sponges that I'm going to put into the water and just kind of wring it out. And then I'm going to take my brush that we just got today, put that in my water to kind of condition it. That will keep the paint from drying up inside your bristles there. All right, and now I'm just going to dip into the turquoise, the deep turquoise, and put it on in about an 4x4 area. I don't do the whole thing so that it doesn't dry too much and then I can't get it off. We'll just do like a 4 by however wide this is, 6 inches or whatever. So you just brush it on so you can see it's kind of a wash. Lay my brush on there, take my damp sponge, and now just kind of wipe it back. And you can wipe it back as much as you want to. Leave as much of the deep turquoise in there. So once you start wiping, you have the turquoise building up in your sponge. So you can come back and wipe it on, wipe some back on if you need to. And if you wanted to wipe really clearer again, just wring out your sponge and then you can wipe again and it'll be more, it'll wipe more off because it's fresh, but it's going to build back up in there. And then you can, so you can see you can wipe it way, way back. I don't usually like it wiped back quite that much. I like it more like that. So I'm just going to put that back on. You can come back and put paint back on if you want. Like it's really forgiving. And so we'll just do this bottom half now. You can put pin lights in these holes. The large pin lights will fit in them. And I'm not going to, and so I'm going to kind of dab the brush in there so that the turquoise is in there and we don't have white showing. So this is just called color washing. It's just a way of applying the paint instead of painting it out. All right, so now I'm going to take my sponge again and just kind of wipe and get it kind of even. So see how the paint is building up in there? Now I just wiped it back there where it was lighter, and I can get it back to dark. So you can kind of adjust how much you take off. So if I flip it over and take it on the clean side, you can show you how that'll wipe that off a lot. I don't like it wiped that back that much, so I'm just going to go back to my color side and put some of it back on. So it's really personal choice. I just like to get it kind of even. Maybe put a little back on right there. All right, I'm going to wring this out again. You don't have to base coat. Color wash is the base coat. Correct. It's just a different technique. All right, so we're just going to work our way around. We'll probably just do this whole little section here. You just don't want to do the whole thing and then wipe it because it's going to get too dry and you're not going to be able to wipe it back evenly. So I like to do areas at a time. And why I don't like it is because your hands get all messy. That's the only reason I don't do it very often. It's great for snowmen and stuff though, because you dry brush just a little bit less, I guess you could say. But we're leaving, our crevices are really dark yet, so that's what we want. And then we're just going to keep working our way around. So this is just called color washing, which is just a way to cover it instead of base coating it. You could have your color wash just a little bit thinner than what I have it, if you wanted. Like there's no rule, not a law. Like it's not written in stone. You have to have it exactly. Everything's pretty forgiving with our ceramic stuff. So again, I'm going to take my sponge and just, looks like I got to wipe it out because it's like, or wash it out because it's not taking anything off. And now I can come back and wipe. And see, we're just leaving it in all the lower areas. Okay, we'll move our way down. It's going to save us a little bit of dry brushing time. With the white is really all it's going to do. So it kind of depends what you like to do. I just don't usually tend to do it because it's messy. You wouldn't want to do it full strength. Oh, I didn't need to wash that out. And then you can put that whatever color wash is left. If you put it in a say you saved one of your acrylic bottles and then just label it, like you can reuse it. So we have bottles of it at the shop that the ladies do use, and it's just labeled whatever color we use, navy or black or brown or turquoise, whatever we use. Generally it's a darker color. So that's, I don't like how light that is there, so I'm just going to put a little more back on. So you can see you can put more back on if you want to. All right, and then we'll do the bottom. You just don't want to do that the whole piece at once because you're not going to be able to wipe it off and get it fairly even. All right, so it wants to. And then I'm going to come back. You can do as much of this as you want. Geez, I guess I did. Yeah, I have a sample here. So I probably did. You can do, like, either do this in the white or do it in the turquoise, whatever you want. I'm going to do this with the turquoise just because I have turquoise left. And then I'm not actually even going to wipe this because we're just going to leave it. I just don't want the bisque showing if we don't have to. Because we have the light holes, like I kind of like the color in there. Or you could paint it white too if you preferred that. And then you can see it runs when you're on the inside, so just kind of wipe that back. So if you have something with a lot of texture, this is a good way to, a little bit easier way to get all the paint in all the little crevices. So it is kind of nice for like that if you wanted to color wash something like that, say a big eagle that has a ton of texture with that little bit of water in your brush, like it really goes down into the crevices, so you don't have all those problems with those white spots, those fleas that we have when we have a lot of texture and we're base coating it. All right, so I'm just going down to the bottom as far as I can since I have the paint. Otherwise, I would just put it in a jar with a cover on it. I really don't have extra jars here at home to do that, so we're just going to use it up inside here just to make it look nice, because we do have those holes. All right, and I'm just going to wipe the top just because where the holes are here, just in case some ran through. And the bottom where I kind of made a mess. And then just make sure you don't have any white spots, just like when we're base coating where something was missed. So that looks pretty good. So let me sit that down and see if I can get my fingers in the water here and wash them out. And then, so this is why I don't like it. It makes a mess with your hands. So you don't want your hands all dirty for a couple days with paint. You could use gloves, I suppose. Since you're color washing, can you roll the color wash inside? You probably can, but there's holes here, so it would have ran out. So that's why I just switched it around with the brush. So we're gonna let that dry a little bit while I wipe this mess up. Maybe I'll actually pull this piece out. Give me a second here to get this off. So that's why I don't color wash most of the time, but I wanted to make sure you guys knew how to do it, just because got limited dry brushing classes. Put that in there. I gotta pick all my brushes up, sorry. Put in my paper. All right. So that's why I usually just base coat stuff, just because it's quite messy. And then, let's see, I gotta find my white because my white fell on the floor. Right, here's white. And let's see, so we got our dirt turquoise on, and now we're gonna go to baby blue first. So here's our baby blue, and now you would just dry brush it just like you normally do, nothing different. So we have our baby blue OS 456, and it's going to take a lot of dry brushing because it's a pretty smooth piece. And I gotta grab my water, hold on. So we're gonna go, like I normally probably would have done that in blue because I like blue, but I try to do something different because not everybody likes blue. So you can see the turquoise, we got quite a ways to go. But you could do it in a different color if you wanted. You could do purple. Purple's a good color, navy's a good color, turquoise, a green. Any of your colors that you really like can work for this. You don't have to do the turquoise. All right, so we got our dry brushing stuff here. We got our baby blue again, OS 456. And I'm probably gonna grab one of my bigger dry brushes because we just got a big old area to dry brush. So let's go with this number 5 round. All right, anybody have any color questions on dry brushing, or not dry brushing, color washing? So you can do that with any color you want. Rust, red, green, brown. You probably want a darker color, medium to darker color basically, and then we're gonna work our way to our lighter colors, just like what we do for dry brushing. So it's just another way to cover your piece to get you started. All right, so I'm gonna take my board bristle brush, my 5 round, brush back and forth on my paper towel here. You can use your paper bag, paper plate, whatever it is you use. And now we just want to brush across everything really light. You don't want to get heavy so that you have big old brush marks. And then we want to go across our letters as much as we can. We want to let our dark colors down in our snowflakes and letters. And so lighter is better. Tons of light coats are better than 1 or 2 heavy coats. So you can see I'm just going back and forth in these lines from cleaning. When the green layer will go away once we get enough paint on there. Once we get to our white and stuff, that'll be gone. We won't see that. All right, so we just keep going. If you have brush marks, you probably got a little too wet of a brush. And so I'm starting up here, and I'm just gonna keep going around and around, just like we always do with our dry brushing. Just get layer upon layer. Not putting a lot of pressure because I don't want to go down into those crevices. We want to keep those dark. If you lose that darkness, you can always go back with the deep turquoise and paint it in. But you'll get a much softer shading if you can dry brush really lightly around it. But this will be what takes the longest. This will probably be a little frustrating for some of you because it's such a smooth piece. But I really wanted that soft look to it, like the little white sacks that you can get, but I kind of wanted that turquoise color. So we just kind of go back and forth here, and it doesn't matter which way you go. Like, we're just going to get a nice layer on here. If you have a brush with like lots of bristles, is better than, let's say, a really, see if I got a little stubby one here. You don't want a little stubby one for this. So let's see, there's a stubby one in my pile. I kind of picked out my ugly ones here. So you don't want a short stubby brush when you're doing this, because it'll put too much pressure on your piece. You want something that's light, longer, and then this will be light and fluffier. I guess is how I explain it. When they get stubby, they get more stiff. And we want this to have a real soft look, and so it works better to have like longer bristles to get that nice soft look when you got the longer bristles versus the stubby bristles. All right, so we kind of got one layer on there, like it's not a whole lot, but it's there. And then we're just gonna flip it around and keep going. Does the bigger dry brush help to keep it sift? Not sure what you mean by sift. Is it supposed to be stiff? What you want is a dry brush. You want a bigger one because we just got this big color, soft. You know, I mean, when you get the shorter ones, see, they're longer too, and they're softer too. It's when they get worn down and it's half gone, and you only got part of those bristles there, like half or less. That's when they get really stiff. And when you have a big, and those have their use, like don't throw them out, like they have their uses for things. But if you want the nice soft look to it, you're gonna want something with half the bristles or more in it yet, so that it's nice and soft and wispy looking. At least that's what I found for me. Like I find if I want something really soft like this, starting with a newer brush with lots of bristles on it, won't too much, really gives that nice softy look. And then I'm not really bearing down on that. I'm only pushing, just getting the tip of those bristles probably from there down. Like I'm not, I'm just, if I put it this way, maybe you can see like I'm brushing really light. I'm not putting a lot of pressure on my bristles. I'm just brushing really light, just because I want this to be real soft looking. And so we'll just keep going. So we want to keep this dark line down in the middle. And so we're going across it, just like when we're dry brushing normally instead of with it. So I'm just going across it. And our snowflakes, like they kind of go in all directions, so whoop, too much. So long as you're going across it, kind of change in your directions where you can, you'll be fine. And then kind of go at an angle across those. And you see there I was laying the sides down a little more. That's what you don't want to do, because that paint will build up here and then you'll have a big gob like I got up there. So just try to keep it more vertical and then more on the tips. I mean, I think you'll have a better softer look. And I want that softer look because this doesn't have a lot of texture, and so there's not texture for it to catch on to get the highlighting going. So we want all of this to be nice and soft. And so going very vertical and light really helps with that. All right, so we're gonna just work our way around. Now your ones with the holes, they do have little embossed down into the clay that I did, so you can try to go, I usually try to go like around on those so that I'm going across those so we don't lose their, you can see the lines are starting to show up by going around. So if I go with them, it's gonna start filling it in, so I'm going around. So basically going across all of those. But you can see now we can see those lines better because I kind of went around them. And over here it kind of, you can kind of do the same thing too. But everything is, you want to be pretty soft with a pretty dry brush and then light. So we had, we go from below 0 weather to 41 degrees today and rain, and now it has switched over to ice for the night. So it's kind of, I'd rather it just stay cold. As much as I don't like the cold, I'd rather have the cold than rain and ice. All right, so you can see we got like one nice little layer up here. So we'll start down here. And again, I have the little crevice, little indents in my snowflake. So I'm going to just go around so that I can save my color down in the grooves. Sounds like the wind's picking up too. make sure you guys open your boxes when you get them and check that nothing's broken. I was going to check to see before we started if everyone received their boxes or not. I think just about everyone should have by now. I did notice that they didn't scan a bunch of them. All that was created was, it shows that I created the label, but they were never scanned. So it didn't show them anywhere along the line, but they were picked up and all of that. So I just think they're like just a really busy time of the year for them, and they didn't scan them at all anywhere along the line. So hopefully they got scanned when usually they do scan them when they're actually delivering them. So a little heavy, so we gotta brush that out. So this is going to take a lot of coats. Like, I just want you guys to know everything was great, good to hear. It's just going to take a lot of coats because this is such a smooth piece, but I think it's really pretty done like this. I mean, there's other ways you could do it too. You could like base coat it white and then take white and the deep turquoise and sponge it on there and then go back and paint in all of those areas dark, but that, to me, that's a little extra work. I mean, there's more than one way usually to do any piece. So I just usually try to pick a way that you guys are learning something, so, or it's something different that we haven't done. And dry brushing on a piece without texture is, a lot of people think you can't do that, but this is a perfect piece to show you that you can. It just takes extra work. So, all right, so we got a pretty good layer on there. And we'll kind of go to our side here now. And again, we want to keep that little groove down there darker. So we want to go across that. Just make sure we're in the screen here. And then our little snowflake probably don't matter just too much because he's got lines going everywhere. But don't think you'll get done like in one class doing this part of it. The penguins are pretty, they'll go a lot faster, but this part is going to go slow. So you could also paint it white and then antique it with the color wash, which you would just paint it white and do the same thing that we just did, although you'd probably wipe a lot more of the turquoise off, but it would give you the same, it would be a different look, but you could do that, use that color wash as an antique, because they really don't make the antiques anymore either, so you don't have to, like a lot of people want to buy the antique, but there's no, like there really isn't much out there. Kimple's had some and we had some. I don't know if there's any on the website anymore or not, but you can make any color into an antique. You would probably have it a little bit thinner than I had this. Probably put a little more water in it, but you could base coat your piece. Then you would base coat a lighter color and then take your darker color wash color and put it on in areas and just wipe a lot more of the turquoise off so that it's only in like those crevices that you want it in. So that's another way you could do this too. You could use the Fashion Hues Metallics and Pearlescence on it and just paint it out. That would be cool too. So everything usually has more than one way to paint it, which is kind of nice with ceramics. So, all right, so we have gone all the way around. I want to do my bottom a little bit. Again, we're gonna just go kind of light on here. I hope we don't lose power tonight. I'm glad I went and bought salt. I probably should have went to the sand pile and got sand though. So I'm just going any and every direction so that I don't end up with all lines going in one direction. So if we go in every direction, like it'll eventually kind of cover it pretty evenly. And that's where I'll do my little circle C too. When an area is so flat, that will kind of give you good, help give you good coverage. Like there's no, like I can press down harder on this bottom because there's no, we're not trying to save any of our turquoise, really too much of it. So you can do a little bit more pressure on the bottom. And then you can see now that that's covering that a lot faster, but I'm not trying to save so much turquoise in a crevice or anything. And so I can put a little more pressure on my brush, and then my color is going to build up faster. So you can do that too. So it depends where you're brushing on your piece. If you're going to brush lighter or heavier. So I am brushing heavier on the bottom, so that will get covered faster. And then kind of doing that letter C. Like I'm writing the letter C, and you can go backwards or frontwards with it. It doesn't matter. It kind of like burnishes the paint. I don't know if burnish is the right word, but it kind of puts the paint down a little bit heavier, but not too heavy. So you can see we got a lot more coverage on the bottom by doing that. And like I said, I am putting more pressure on my brush too. But when I go back to my sides, I'll go back to my light pressure. All right, now I want to get my top edge a little bit because we want to keep that looking like the side. And then the inside, I just left the inside. Just kind of got this top rim here. Kept that matching the sides. So is everybody making their turquoise? Are you guys going to try different colors? Or, I mean, it would be pretty painted white and then go back in and do your Let It Snow in red, like a too much, like candy cane colors. There's just a ton you could do. You could put all glitter in all your snowflakes. So don't feel like you have to do how I did it. Like do it however you want to do it, whatever colors you want. All right, so we kind of got all the way around on there now. And now we'll come back to our front. Lena likes the turquoise. Yeah, I like the turquoise too. Ultramarine, that's another good color to use. It's more of a blue, just blue-green. Let's see if I got it up here. That's another good color to use, ultramarine. If you like the blues, like not so much navy blue, but more of a turquoise color. Or more of a teal color, maybe. All right, so we'll just keep going. And I just flipped my paper over because it was all wet. I might do the blue or purple. Yep. When I do the purple, I like to mix equal parts of the navy and real red to get a really deep purple. Because the purples we have aren't all that purple anymore. All right, so you can see I was doing my little letter C over here in the open spot. So you can do that over here where it's open and then you'll get more coverage. But then when you get to your letters in your snowflakes, make sure you're going across them so you don't fill them in. And they kind of catch, you can see they're catching the white or the baby blue, so they'll get caught up. This will get caught up to that really quick. So I guess I kind of like the blue and the turquoise, so it could be out like all winter and not so much a Christmas piece. And we haven't done penguins in a long time, so that's kind of why I picked the penguins. I had ordered our molds for February through June back in October, and they still didn't ship. They're supposed to ship next week. So hopefully they get here without problems and I can get them dried out to get February started. But then I will have the molds for the box through June, and then our July box will be a mosaic butterfly, and I'll be getting that butterfly mold from Clay Magic. So that will kind of be our special last class as the bisque box. And then don't, like, I'm not going away. I know you guys kind of, some of you think I'm like going away, like just the bisque box is going away. I'm not going away. We're still going to have classes of some type. I don't know exactly what yet. I don't know if it'll be a Thursday night thing or just the Sunday night free things, or it's going to be a variety of stuff. So, but I'm not going anywhere. It's like you guys are still going to have access to me. You're still going to be able to buy bisque. You're going to have actually a huger option for bisque instead of basically there's only a little bit of extra bisque offered because I'm spending so much time pouring all of the box pieces. And so I really think we can have, you guys are going to have a better, bigger option, variety of bisque to purchase, and then that will give me extra time to be able to paint more pieces and either do them as classes online or sell the directions or something. I don't know exactly. We'll have to see. It's kind of a learning experience for me too, but I don't plan on going anywhere. It's like, it's just offering it in a different format than the bisque box that takes so much time with all the stickers and stuff. So, and then we're not going to be limited. I won't be limited to what I pick to paint or work on. Because maybe there'll be big, I know one of the pieces I want to do is the, I think it's the Scioto Snow Santa head wreath with the vintage bulbs on it. Like I got that mold last year and I haven't had time to pour it yet. And so I know that's one of the things I want to do, is to offer like that piece with the class with it. So there'll be special, probably more specialty stuff than just non-fired dry brushing stuff. I mean, I tried not to do just dry brushing in the box, but we do a lot of dry brushing. But I think you guys will have, I think you guys will be happy, and we'll have more variety and more selection of things. So I know I do have the class scheduled for Sunday, and I don't know what I'm doing yet. I don't even know what to do. I actually thought about today, this afternoon, because someone asked what we were doing. I'm thinking about maybe doing the fused glass snowflakes. I don't know. I mean, I know not everyone has a kiln to do it. And it's not a bisque box group, it's open to anyone. So, so I may be doing the fused glass snowflake, a snowflake and an ornament on Sunday's class. I'm not sure. So I don't know, what do you guys think about that? Let's see, is this thing's not giving me comments? I don't like the purple. Okay, I guess it's the same yet. So that's what I'm was thinking about doing today, is one of the fused glass snowflakes, because I could possibly even like ship a kit, like sell a kit for that with the glass, and all you do is put it to assemble it and then fire it yourself. So like that's something that we could do in the future too. So there's just a ton of different stuff we'll be able to do without doing the box, because of all the time I'm spending on the box. So I don't want you guys to be think I'm going away, because I'm not going away. We're just going to have a different class format, I guess, and a just different bisque, lots more bisque to offer. So, and there'll still be dry brushing classes or whatever I decide to do for the month. If I go to the storage unit and pull something, I say, oh man, that would be really cool if we did this month. And so that's how I'm going to kind of, go to that season and pull stuff, and which I did yesterday. I pulled for your add-on bisque, which I haven't gotten it poured yet, but that'll be for February. I pulled some little ducks, I pulled some little Easter rabbits, I pulled some little bit bigger Easter rabbits, pulled some eggs. So she likes the instructions. I'm not good at putting them together. Yeah, so I do look forward to doing that. It seems like a lot of people do like the instructions. So, but it's always good to have demonstrations too. So I still want to do all of that too. So we'll see. We'll get it worked out by July. And all right, so I did flip it to the side here now, and I'm kind of doing our little C stroke here again, except where I'm going across the center. And so we'll get, this will probably take 2 times to get this baby blue and the white up to where it needs to be. Now next Thursday, and I think, well, the next 2 Thursdays, we won't have class because of Christmas and New Year's being on Thursday. So we'll see how we move along, if we need to do an extra class on a Friday or something to get us done. But we'll also have to see how our molds ship and if they all get here not broken, all that too. So I probably won't be posting a whole lot over Christmas and New Year's because I just kind of need a little bit of a break. So I really need to get got some stuff I need to get done here at home, and the shop needs some attention. I have the potter's wheel is sitting where it was delivered at, and so I need to get that out of where the checkout area is, and so I'll be working on some stuff at the shop and some stuff at home here. So I won't be posting pictures every day like I usually try to post every day. So you may not see that from Christmas to New Year's. So we'll see. I'll try to post some, but will you be offering the bisque for the? Yes, I definitely will. That's part of the plan, is to offer the bisque for whatever the classes are. I've been trying to do that, to post like the pictures of ahead of time what the free classes are. Now I haven't had time to, because I shipped again today. I haven't had time to get to January's schedule, which I will do that between now and New Year's, and I will be scheduling from January through July. And then we'll see how that goes, and then decide kind of from there. So that way I can get the samples made and posted, and get the bisque poured, so you guys can purchase that stuff ahead of time to have it added on to your bisque boxes. But even in the future, you'll be able to order bisque just like you are now. I'm not sure what the shipping fee is going to be. I have to talk to Courtney about that, because the bisque box had a shipping fee built into it. And so I have to see with her what to do with shipping of the bisque in the future. So, but yep, you guys are gonna definitely be able to order the bisque for whatever free classes, or if I decide to do a class, say next November with that wreath. Maybe we would do it earlier than that, even say in October, that Santa Claus wreath ornament. And then I would just post how many classes it would be, and they would be probably right on the main page, just like the free class is now, because I don't know about the bisque group. I have to talk to Courtney about what to do with some stuff here yet. So, but it'll be on the free page, and then on the main page, and then it would also be on YouTube, because Facebook does not save anything after 30 days, and so everything has to get uploaded to YouTube. So they would all be there anyway. So, but yep, you guys will definitely be able to get the bisque for whatever I'm painting, because I'll try to get samples ahead of time. Which Facebook page are you posting the free classes on? It's on my main page, Brenda's Brushstrokes and Bisque. And then my YouTube page is Brenda's Brushstrokes and Bisque also. So like even this class tonight, tomorrow I will probably, should have time tomorrow to download it to the computer and then upload it to YouTube. And that's Brenda's Brushstrokes and Bisque also. So if you just go to my Facebook page, Brenda's Brushstrokes and Bisque, right now the only thing listed is a class for Sunday, and that's under the events. And so if you click on the events and do interested, I think it gives you a notification when I go live. But between now and New Year's, I will try to get those classes posted at least the dates. I probably won't have what I'm painting, but I'll get the dates posted so you guys can get it on your calendars. If there's something you guys want me to show you for those classes, like post it here and I can see it. And then when I'm deciding, I'm trying to get that all decided right away so I can start pouring and get the samples so you guys can get the bisque added on. And then even when there isn't a bisque box, like you'll still be able to purchase the bisque. It'll probably just be on the website, brendasbrushstrokesandbisque.com, and you just purchase it, and then I just have to figure out what I'm doing with the shipping, if it's going to be a flat rate or included in the bisque. But I have to talk to Courtney about that, and she's been busy, and I've been busy, and actually she's been sick too, so we'll get it all figured out. Probably we'll see some harder classes, I'm guessing, more complicated classes. Just because the bisque box, we're kind of limited to the size of what can go in the bisque box. And that kind of stuff. So like if I do the wreath, I'll know ahead of time that I have to order a special box for the wreath. And then I'll have to figure out what the shipping would be on it. So, but with the bisque box, like I was limited to a 11 by 11 by 11 box. So not having the bisque box, we can open it up to other things, like that wreath. So, and I also have the pine cone wreath, which is really cool too, that I got from HK Enterprises. And again, that was bought last year already, and I haven't had time to do anything with it. I have a ton of molds, you guys. I think you guys are gonna be really happy to be able to, I had to get a new piece of paper towel here. Really happy to be able to have more choices of bisque. So I think that's going to be probably one of the biggest advantages will be more bisque and probably a little bit more complicated pieces and classes. And then also some few fired items are going to be in on that too, because the bisque box really focused on people without kilns. And so if it's open to anybody and everybody, like I can throw some glazing stuff in there too. And I know there's quite a few of you guys that glaze too. So I just think it's just a good thing for us to change after 7 years and maybe up our game a little bit and do a little bit more complicated stuff and stuff like that. So I hope that makes sense and gives you guys confidence that I'm not going nowheres, and hopefully it's even better than the box, because we'll have better things to pick from. All right, so I gotta make sure I'm going here in the right way around. Let me see, I think we gotta go to this side now. So like I do have a personal page, Brenda Bartz, but like I really haven't had time to do anything on that page. Usually I posted my gardening stuff in that, but I haven't had any time for that, so that like there's not much on my personal page, Brenda Bartz. I usually share my Brenda's Brushstrokes and Bisque page on there so the local people know kind of what's going on. I mean, we could have specialty classes like I did the big Santa Claus that one year. We did the mosaics one year. So there's just a ton of stuff we can do. I think if my time is freed up a little bit from shipping 100 boxes a month. So we'll see. And if you guys aren't happy about it, you can let me know too, and we'll make changes as we go. Like, nothing is written in stone. Everything's made to adapt. So I'm looking forward to it. So I hope you guys are too. I mean, it's sad about the box too, but I think it will help all of us grow, if that makes sense. Grow educationally with our ceramic stuff. Would love to do the mosaic Betty Bug. Yep. So that's another one. Like, I started that and didn't get to finish it. So that's probably going to be one of the projects we'll be able to do at that point. So I think it'll be good for all of us. we'll do things outside of our box and learn more new things, do more of the fashion hues, just do some more different stuff that we can do. Probably some more different silk screening stuff and stenciling stuff and creating more original stuff. Like doing that Grinch on an ornament, or just creating your own more original pieces, more custom pieces, more personalized pieces. For sure, more personalized pieces. I think people really like personalizing things, and if I can figure out how to do that. Because we're kind of limited with the budget with the BIS box too, so that like if we don't have that budget limitations, like we could do something, a bigger project that might cost a little more 1 month or something, just to learn something extra special. So I really do think it's going to be awesome. We're going to make it awesome, whatever it is. So, and like I said, nothing is in stone. It's all up in the air sort of yet until I make, like I have till July here. I mean, I have to do it before that because I have to get it all figured out, but we're going to use the molds we have because we have like 8,000 molds, and we have really good molds, like really cool molds. And I won't have to order 6 sets of molds every month and be limited to just those. So I think you guys are going to be happy. I kind of have a vision, I just don't have it all figured out yet. So. And some of it will probably get figured out as we go, and then we'll tweak it and make it better. Fix something if it's not quite right. To try to usually make sure everything's right and good and do the right thing and all that good stuff. So it'll be fun, and I think you guys will be happy. All right, so we get some more of our baby blue. Like I said, this guy's gonna take probably this time and the next time of we're getting kind of close with the turquoise though, you can see, and then we'll go to our white. But we do need some more turquoise or some more baby blue on there yet. But it's, so you can see that side looks a lot different than this side. So it's getting there. It just takes patience when something's really smooth like this. You know, I have some eagles that are like 12 inches, so they were like too big to do in the box, the BIS box, but people love eagles, so maybe, and the wings aren't up in the air, so they wouldn't be too bad to ship. So there's like, we just have a ton of stuff, you guys, that I think you're gonna like, just really, really like. And then to just try to get the free classes to kind of go with them, and or even just instructions that you guys can buy on things. So will it work if you just like did with the subscription boxes? It's probably going to be a little bit like the subscription boxes, but like everything's not going to have the fancy little labels and like the extra, you guys got the extra items with the tea lights and all that labeling of all that stuff. Like that just takes a lot of time for me to generate all of that and then package it up and all of that kind of stuff. So we'll see. We're gonna work on it somehow. It probably won't be a subscription box. I will probably decide like, okay, I can get 20 of these done this month. That's what I'll put on the website, and probably first come, first serve. I'm not exactly sure about that. We'll have to see. Because the thing with using the molds that we have, like I can't pour one mold 90 times to 90 to 100 times. Like it's not going to last, and it would take forever. Let me see, how many are take class on freehand painting abyss? Still have them. Can't believe I did it. Yep. So that freehand painting, that's what I was talking about. The custom personalized freehand stuff. I love doing that stuff, and so there's definitely going to be more of that. The 3-piece Christmas table wreath, it has a scene on a middle piece with the, nope, I don't believe I have that piece. So we'll be able to do a lot more technique-y stuff, I guess you could say, different technique stuff. One time I took a class where it was all done with blacks and grays and white, a monotone design on a vase. And I have the vases, so like that one I could use like the Bisque Box vases and pour more than one mold at a time. Although all of those I'm keeping 2 of, so that would be a really cool class to do. But sometimes people are afraid to do those kind of classes, and so when you're subscribed to the Bisque Box, then you end up skipping classes and skipping a month, and like I can't be buying 6 molds a month and not have people taking the box for the month, and then I have no income to pay for that stuff. So it's going to be better, you guys, and it's going to work out well. And if something doesn't work, I'm going to change it so that it does work. So, and like you guys' suggestions, that's great to hear. Like someone wants to do more of the personalized freestyle stuff. So that's great. That's the kind of stuff I like to do. So we'll be doing it to show you guys like how to customize it to what you need. Like piggy banks. Piggy banks are really cool to do. And you can really personalize them. Like I did the one with the family farm painted on it. I did one with the firehouse painted on it, and then I used made the tail on the pig is the fire hose, and it spelled out the little boy's name. So just doing all of that type of creativity stuff, like just being more creative, maybe a little more challenging stuff. So, and then if someone don't want to do it, like they don't have to do it. They can wait and see what the next thing is, or what other thing I'm working on. I'm sure I'll be working on more than one thing. Hopefully I have more time to do more than one thing. And so there'll be hopefully different options for them each month. All right, so our bottom's looking pretty good there too. And now we got to get this side. And I need to flip my paper over, I guess. So it'll be good, and we'll all make it through it. So what, everybody got plans for Christmas next week? Anybody staying home, or everybody's traveling? We're having Christmas, I think, over the weekend after New Year's, because my brother-in-law is having a hip replacement on Monday. Although I will go to my mom's on Christmas Day, church on Christmas Eve, and then my mom's on Christmas Day. And then I haven't talked to Courtney because she's been working and trying to get her book finished up so it can get published in January. So I don't know if she'll be coming or not on Christmas Day, but otherwise won't see her till the weekend after New Year's. That's when we'll be doing our family thing. I think it's supposed to get cold here again, so when you have brush marks like that, that's a little too much paint in your brush, and so I just went and brushed that out on my paper towel. So less paint is better. My brush could be getting a little wet because we brushed a lot. And I could be talking too much and not paying enough attention. I'm probably brushing a little harder. I think I found myself brushing a little harder. I got to get back to brushing lighter. That happens when I'm talking. Like I thought about for those glass snowflakes, like I could offer a blue, like a blue one, a red one, a green one, whatever color theme, and then have the pre-cut pieces, and then the pre-cut frit and things in there with directions on how to assemble it. And so you could buy like like a little kit that you could make your own, and then just have it fired. And so that would give me time to do that types of thing. Christmas weather here is supposed to be 60. Oh, I know ours isn't going to be 60. I think we're lucky to be in the 20-degree range, I think 19 or something, but I'm not 100% sure because it's changing all the time. Like this 40 degrees today is really crazy. Oh, son and daughter-in-law cook. Oh, cool. It's nice to relax and play with the grandkids. Well, that's good. You get to just kind of hang out, right? I know I'm going to make fruitcake. I have a really good fruitcake recipe that has applesauce in it and lard. It makes the best fruitcake. I know a lot of people don't like fruitcake, but it's really a moist, good fruitcake. And then I'm going to make cheesy potatoes. I got to make cheesy potatoes to take. And so that was a little heavy. I always like the sausages with the barbecue sauce and grape jelly. I just got some white sugar cookies from the bakery with a container of frosting, so I'll just take those out of the freezer and frost them and take them. I'll probably make some fudge. Oh, too much. You gotta brush it out. Let me get a new paper towel. So I think my paper towel's getting a little wet here. So we'll brush that out. And just keep building up our baby blue here a little bit more. Need to get my gifts into their gift bags. I haven't done that yet. And I probably need to start working on my income taxes, getting that stuff gathered up. Because it's the end of the year, you guys. And let's see, we got 3 more days, and then we have the longest day of the year. And then our days are going to start getting shorter, which I always look forward to December 21st just for that reason. So we'll get probably another layer of the baby blue on there, and then we can probably start with the white. I just always like the baby blue with the white. I don't know why, but that's just kind of my little personal thing. Instead of going right to white, kind of gives it a little bit softer. Can we buy more of the wreath attachments? You probably will be able to. I need to get the box ones poured first. And because I've had a few cracking, they like to crack in the mold. And now I think 5 of them cracked in the kiln. So I got to get the bisque box ones poured first. So it probably won't be till closer to the 1st when I can post on the website extra ones. But I think we should be able to have extra ones. We'll just gotta keep plugging away at getting them fired and keep track of our count here. They kind of have a tight spot on them, and so they like to crack in the kiln, but they're not really, or in the mold, and they're not really, like the rest of it's not even ready to come out of the mold. But by the heads, it's kind of tight, and so they must dry there more than they do the rest of it, and so it likes to crack there. And then you fix it, and then they might still crack in the kiln, or another crack up here. And I knew that when we did that, when I picked them, because they're kind of flat, just like those stepping stones, but I was hoping that there would be minimal. So I think I have like 1/4 of them. Well, I have more than 1/4 fired. I think about a good 1/4 fired. So we're still pouring. I'm still pouring. But I'll post on the page in this group when I add them to the website. I usually don't post it on the main page. I just post it in the group here for you guys to be able to add on. And I probably need to update the quantities of the penguins without hangers and with hangers if anybody decides they want more of them. I have quite a few of those. Why do flat things crack more than others? I have no idea. I can, so they're, like these have a particular problem. So right here, so that's a really tight area, and like this dries and then it cracks, and then this is the other area, so on the back, then it likes to crack all the way across here and then all the way across here. But the rest of this is too wet to come out, but yet this is dried because like it's just the design of the piece. And so there's just nothing you can do about it really. And it could have a crack in it that we don't see when we're cleaning it, and then once it's fired, like it brings it out. And the other thing, which is probably the bigger thing, is because the talcless slip is not as durable or as sturdy. It's more fragile, the greenware is, than the old slip with talc in it. So that's probably the bigger thing. Like if I had the talc slip that we used to have, they would probably not crack. It's just the talcless slip is a bit of a challenge. We've gotten pretty adjusted to it because it's been like 5 years already, but it's definitely not the same. The greenware is not as sturdy or tough as the talc, the slip with the talc in it. It's a major difference. Like they have to set up thicker. I try to set them up thicker so they're not as fragile. They're a lot dustier when we're cleaning them. It's a lot softer. Like the greenware is a lot softer. It's just not as tough as the stuff with the talc in it. So I'm sure that that's probably the bigger thing. Now I believe those stepping stones, I believe those were with the talc. I don't remember for sure or not, but those are very flat. And something flat like that, they just like to crack. Like you fire them, I actually fire them standing on their side and not flat down, because with them standing on their side, they can get more air around them, so they fire more evenly. So why did they change that? So they changed that because the Johnson & Johnson baby powder, there was a lawsuit about the talc in the Pennsylvania mine, talc mine, and so they being cancer causing for the baby powder, and that's the same talc that was used in our clay, and so that talc is no longer available. And then which was a nice white talc, so the clay, the bisque ended up nice and white. And so there was another talc mine in Texas, and that one was going along after the Johnson & Johnson one, because the Johnson & Johnson one in Pennsylvania is the one that got sued. But the one in Texas was bought by a commercial floor tile company, and they decided they wanted the talc only for themselves and didn't want to sell it to anyone else. And so that meant, and that was the white talc where you get the white bisque from. And so that took out of the market the talc that was available for making slip. And so there is a mine in Montana, and if you're getting slip with talc in it, it probably, and it's the tannish yellow, it's kind of the color of this paper, the off-white bisque. It's very off-white. Now mine's fairly white, and that's, I didn't want the off-colored stuff, and so that's why I have the talcless, because the talc that's in Montana is this yellow. It gives a not white bisque. It's a tannish yellow look. And so there are people that have talc slip. I think the American Slip Company is one of them. I think there's some you can get from Italy, but then you're paying all that shipping on that. And like that's very expensive. Like I'm trying to think, there was a guy, he just released a new white slip with talc in it, and I'm pretty sure that talc is from Italy, but like it's like $19 a gallon. Like you guys wouldn't be able to afford the bisque if I bought that slip. Like it just isn't affordable. I mean, it's already like $12 a gallon without adding on all that shipping from Italy. So it's just the industry. Like the talc is becoming less and less, and one mine is closed, and the other mine is being used only for that commercial company that makes floor tiles, and so there's no white talc available in America, basically. So a couple companies came up with recipes using substitute the substitute mineral for the talc, and so that's what I have. I get my ingredients from Evans Ceramics. Like they came up with their own recipe with a substitute for the talc, and the slip ends up pretty white. Like if you didn't like our bisque is fairly white. If you looked at it, you would say it was white, but if I went and took an old piece of bisque off the shelf that has the talc in it, it's going to be like that shade of white. So you can see like that's pure white, and this is just like, it's white, but it's not pure white like this is. So that's the difference in the talc slip versus the talcless slip, and then the slip with the Montana talc in it. So there is a difference as far as the colors. But the talc and talcless itself, there's also a difference because the talc slip is a lot stronger and sturdier, a lot less dusty, handles stress. Like when you're pulling something out of the mold, it will come out and like be in shape. If it's not ready to come out with the talcless, it's going to be out of shape and tear and crack. So we use it and we've gotten used to it, and so we've gotten pretty good with it, but sometimes it is a challenge, and that's probably part of the challenge with our snowmen, with that little area. Like it just doesn't like it doesn't like it, and it cracks. It cracks. Like I can't even pour it on a Tuesday morning and take it out Tuesday night. It's already cracked. Normally I can pour in a Tuesday morning before I go to the shop and then take it out Tuesday night, like at 9 o'clock when I get home. But those snowmen I cannot pour. I wasted a whole batch because they were all cracked when I got home. So then that's a day that I can't pour, so that slows down our pouring too. So but it wasn't out of choice. It was because they had to change it because of the industry not having the product available, basically. So, I mean, that's just like with the aerosol, the Dunkin' aerosol sealers, like it's not available in the industry anymore, so we have to use the Rust-Oleum and the Krylon, which they work, but I don't think they're the same ingredients, but they do work. And then the brush-on sealers, they work good too, so. So we're looking pretty good here. I kind of got a lot there, but we can probably get that fixed with the white. But it'll probably take the whole class next time with the white too. If we could get a little more on the front here, I think we can switch to the white so you guys can kind of see how that's going to go. But this is pretty green here yet in a few spots. Oh, where's my baby blue? So have any of you guys used the Deco mesh to do a wreath with? I thought it'd be kind of cool to do that with our snowmen instead of, definitely not a straw wreath, but even the green wreath might look kind of Christmassy. And then a grapevine wreath would probably look okay too, but I thought if I did the metal wreaths where they have the, they either use Ziploc or they use, pipe cleaners are attached to it to put the mesh on it, and then some ribbon. So I'm going to try to do that Saturday and post that picture. And then I can, I'll post where I got the supplies from. I think their 14-inch metal wreath form it was only like $14. It wasn't that expensive. And then I did get 2 of them so that I can take the second one and then actually do a live and show you guys how to do it if anyone wants to buy those and get it. But you can even get that mesh like at Dollar Tree. They have a lot of that mesh that colored mesh, and then the ribbon. Like Hobby Lobby should have a lot of that on sale now with Christmas being right here. They should have a lot of their ribbon on sale, I would think. I did get a silver and white mesh, and then a turquoise and blue mesh with silver in it too. And then I got a ribbon with snowflakes on it, with blue and turquoise snowflakes on it. So that's what I'm gonna try to do. I haven't done it before, but I usually don't have problems figuring out how to do something. There's a page on Facebook. It's called Wreath, WREATHS of OF Joy, JOY. And it's a mom and her 2 sons. And I think the mom started out selling wreaths like out of her home, and they've made it like probably into a multi-million-dollar business. But you can watch them. They're on like, I don't know, like 3 times a day showing their products and making wreaths. Like they're big wreath makers and door hanger makers and that kind of stuff. And if you buy $99 worth, you get free shipping. And then sometimes if you watch one of their videos, they'll have coupons. Like they had a buy one get one free for Christmas, I think yesterday. A little much. So I do like their products. They have really good quality products, and the prices aren't just too bad. So once I get that made, hopefully on Saturday, I doubt that the shop's going to be very, very busy at all. Too much painting, too much talking. So you don't want big gobs like that. Fortunately, it's down in the corner here, and the white will fix it. But you want it more even, like it is up here. So I'll post the picture. I've made so many wreaths. Holly took a break and taught myself how to hand knit. Oh, so I mean, I used to do the grapevine wreaths, but I've never done the deco mesh stuff. So it doesn't look hard. It looks like you cut the pieces in like 20 inches, and then you squish them together in the center, and then you put them on the wreath, and there's like pipe cleaners on there, and you just twist the pipe cleaners down, or else they use zip ties. Like it's nothing fancy, and they're doing lives like every day of some kind of wreath that they're designing. So if you ever go on Wreaths of Joy, and there's other people on Facebook too doing wreaths, so it's a pretty big thing right now, I think. I know I see a lot of my neighbors have wreaths on their doors. All right, so let's get to a little bit of white here so you guys can kind of see how that's gonna look. So OS 431, but you could also put it on like on a grapevine one, or on a, my good white fell on the floor on me. Hold on, I'm gonna have to dig under the table and get it. I knocked, oh, maybe this is white here. No, it's probably gray. Hold on, I knocked it on the floor when we went live. All right, here's a Mako one, I could just use that. I do have a few cases of Mako paint I'll be putting on the website over New Year's, and I'll post that in the group for you guys before anybody, before on the regular page. And then there'll probably be some odd amounts of Mako paint too to get those cleaned up, because we don't have a live this month. So I will be trying to get stuff on the website over Christmas here too. So, and I'll post in our group right here when I do that. All right, so I just switched to white. And we're gonna just flip it over here. And I'm just gonna use my same turquoise brush, kind of work my white in there. So we have a nice, like in between shade of turquoise white. And again, like make sure you're going really, really light. Like I might even switch to a new dry brush at this point, because this is probably getting pretty wet with all the turquoise that's in it. And so just get it nice and soft. Not hard to make at all. Okay, yeah, it don't look very hard when she's talking and do it. And the 2 boys do it too. So they make really cool stuff. They do angel wings, and it's really a pretty cool site. All right, so we're just gonna switch to the white, and you're just gonna do that just like you did the turquoise, and just build it up nice and soft so it has that nice soft white bag look to it with a turquoise hue to it. Remember to go across your crevices. And so hopefully I can do that Saturday. Even if it's not during shop hours, I'll probably stay and do it after. And then post it on the page so you guys can see what you could possibly do with it. if you're not sure what to do, or if you want to try something different. It should be really, I think it's gonna be really cool because they make wreaths and they put different, like they had one, they put a Mrs. Claus head on it, and they put one with a Santa Claus head on it. They have one with a snowman head on it. They put different like embellishments on that mesh, and it's pretty cool. So one was with angel wings. It's just called Wreaths of Joy, and they also have a website. And it's just two young men and their mother. So, right, so that's kind of how you'll do the white, but it will take 4 or 5 times around. But you can see there's a difference already. But just try to remember to go nice and soft. I probably got to rush in there a little bit at the end so we could get to the white part. So I would probably like flip it now and go to the other side and let this dry and then come back to it. And then just keep working your way around it. So that's how we'll do the white. And then we'll pick up at this point in 2 weeks because we'll have Christmas and New Year's off. And then we will, if we have to have an extra class in between, we can. Our penguins, they're pretty easy. They'll probably take 2 classes to do too. So, but just go nice and soft. You can see the colors starting to come. The white's starting to show up. Okay, and if anybody has any trouble if you want to keep working on yours over Christmas and New Year's, you can always take a picture and message it to me. I'll try to check messages kind of regularly. And then, like I said, I'll get some stuff posted on the website. That'll be closer to the 1st though. And then I'll post that in the group too. All right, so you can see that's getting there. So we're kind of at a good stopping point. So anybody have any questions about anything? I can show you your next box as well again. Let's put some of that weight back in here. I kind of got too much out. That's the wrong one. Have to throw that one out, I guess. I am working on the Yum Yum tree, so we'll have that for our I don't know if I'll have it for the live sale or if I'll put it on the website with the different toppers for it. Those are turning out really well too. All right, so your invoices will come out on the 25th. And then if you can pay by the 1st, or if you have a later shipping date, that's okay. No, I must have spilled some blue paint on here or something, but this is our piece. It fits on a 14-inch wreath. You get the 2 pieces. So that will be our January box. So hopefully you guys like it. And then we are going to do one more wreath attachment, and that one will be, I think it's in March or April. It's the Hello Spring one, and that's got Easter bunnies on it. I think it's the April one because I think the March one is Easter bunny couple. So that is our January box. I will, once I have more of these extra ones poured, I will get them on the website and I'll post in the group that they're available for you guys to purchase. Next class, January 8th. Yep, that sounds about right, Gail. So your boxes, oh, I gotta think. Yep, your next class, yep, it'll be January 8th. And then I'll be shipping that week, hopefully. It'll go out, let me see, because Tuesday's the 6th, so that's when I'm open. So hopefully I'm done shipping by the 6th and everything goes out on the 6th, but we'll be working on our box anyway, so that will be good. So our next class is the 8th. I do have the free class on Sunday. What type of wreath are you going to use? I'm going to use, it's called a wire. I can show you guys where let me see, let me go out of here and I'll show you guys. Come on here. We'll go to Wreaths. So this Wreaths of Joy, they have a website too. And you can probably get these. So it's Wreaths of Joy. You can probably get these at Hobby Lobby too, or even, so they have wreath forms. I just ordered them from them because I've gotten stuff from them before and they're pretty reasonable. So it's called Wreaths of, and here it says Wreath Supply Outlet, but it's the Wreaths of Joy. So I got, let me see, I got one of these, but it's blue. Okay, so they didn't have a 14-inch one, they had a 15-inch one. So this is the one I got. Oh, so they're only 5.8. Oh, that must be for that. Must be for the, is that the PayPal thing? Let me add it to the cart. Add it to the cart. So it's only $5.87. Like they're pretty cheap. And then they have the mesh and stuff on here too. And then if you spend $100, you do get free shipping. So then up here you can type, we can type in mesh. Like I can type in blue mesh. So I got a 15-inch wire wreath with those pipe cleaners on it. Oh, and this is actually the ribbon I got, you guys, right here. This is the ribbon I got. So that's actually on sale for $4. So we're going to use that ribbon, or that mesh, that deco mesh. And then I got some silvers. Excuse me, I got to take a drink. But hopefully I can post that on Saturday. Then I just got another one. It's more silver. They have a ton of stuff. All right, let's look for ribbon. Snowflake ribbon. Maybe we can find the snowflake ribbon I used too. I'm going to use too. Snowflake ribbon. So I'll make the one and then I will post. It might be, I think it's that one. I'm not sure. Let me look here a little bit. Oh, it's this one. So this is the blue ribbon that I got. This one is it was $9.19. So that's the blue ribbon because it's got our blue colors in it. But I mean, they got tons of color. You guys can use whatever you want. Like you can go to Hobby Lobby. Like they should have ribbon on sale for, I would think 60-70% off right now. But they like these wreath forms are really nice. So what you do is you gather that mesh up, and then you lay it in that pipe cleaner, and you just twist that pipe cleaner down. But they're only $5.87 there. But I'm sure like Hobby Lobby or Amazon's going to have them too. So, but I got them from Wreaths of Joy because then they have a website, or not a website. Let's go to their Facebook page quick. Go back. I'm going to lose your questions for a minute, but that's okay. So just type in Wreaths of Joy. So they got a nice little wreath there. And then go to it. So that's what it looks like. And then, like here she is showing stuff. Like that's one of their wreaths right there that they made. That's one of the boys. Then that's the Mrs. Claus. See, he's making a Valentine wreath with that deco art stuff. And he's doing it and telling you how to do it. So you can just scroll through and see how to do the different stuff. So that's where I do that. Got that stuff from. But I'm sure you can go right to Hobby Lobby or Michael's or wherever. Let's get back to us and get it there too. So see if you guys got any questions or comments on that. You can always message me too. So it's a wire form. Wire form with pipe cleaners on it. And then I didn't know if I even had enough pipe cleaners, so I grabbed a bag of pipe cleaners from Walmart. So, but it's a 15-inch wreath. They didn't have any 14-inch ones, so that's what I'm going to put mine on. But you could put it on a grapevine one. You could take a straw one and wrap it with like the snowflake ribbon and put it on there. You could put it on I mean, there are probably going to be a ton of the greenery wreaths on sale now after Christmas. You could put it on that. So you got lots of options. All right, you guys, I think that's about it. Watch for your invoices. If you're paying late, different than you normally do, let me know. So I'll change your due date then. Otherwise, they're due the 1st. We won't have class the next 2 weeks. We'll have class on the 8th. I do have the free class on Sunday. And I think that's about it. Your boxes hopefully will ship by Tuesday the 6th. I can have pick up on Monday and Tuesday because there's not a whole lot of extra bisque going up. But you guys can feel free to shop the website because there's bisque and brushes and paint and all that good stuff on there. So you can still add all of that to your box like normal. Just use store pickup so you get free shipping in your box like always. Once I get stuff added to the website, I will post it in the group so you guys know that it's out there before anybody else does. And then I guess have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and everybody stay healthy and don't get sick, because usually when everybody's getting together, people get sick and all that good stuff, so we don't want none of that. So I guess Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Thank you for supporting me the last year. I hope you guys enjoyed the BIS box and our classes. And we will make next year better than ever. So we'll see you guys next year, all right? Otherwise on Sunday. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.